2025 certainly didn't turn out the way I expected, but it did change the way that I approach my work, my goals, and what I want from 2026. I guess you could say 2025 for me was the year of reality checks and growth. Not growth from photography, but growth from a personal perspective. We all have this vision of what success looks like to us. But sometimes something happens to us and that vision quickly changes. The expectations we once had made perfect sense, but now they don't. We are guided by new expectations, and we have a new vision of what our success looks like. This is certainly what my 2025 looked like. Have you ever experienced anything like this? Has your definition of success changed over the years, or have you changed what you value in your photography or even your life? Today, we are going to reflect on 2025 and what's ahead in 2026. What did we accomplish? What do we want to accomplish? I'm going to share some of my experiences from 2025 and how they changed me. I'm curious if they will be something that resonates with you and perhaps even changes how you set your goals for 2026.
Trapped inside the mind of a dreamer, losing sight of all the visions in my head.
Before we jump into today's video, I just wanted to say that I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season, and I want to wish all of you a very happy new year. I started this channel about a year and a half ago, and it was around this time last year that I did a show in which I reflected on what I accomplished in 2024 and what I wanted to accomplish in 2025. Now, I didn't go back and watch that entire show, but I do recall that one of my goals for 2025 was wanting to capture more wildlife video. Now, as many of you know, my wildlife photography came to a screeching halt in 2025 due to a couple of medical issues. In late February of 2025, I had to undergo surgery to repair an umbilical hernia, and I was under strict lifting restrictions for several months. But about 8 weeks after the surgery, I was getting back out into the field a little more regularly to do some photography. But it wasn't long after that I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Of course, was undergoing various doctor's appointments, MRIs. Eventually I had to have a biopsy, and then eventually I had to undergo my prostate removal surgery in the beginning of October. This, of course, being a major surgery, I was once again under strict lifting restrictions and unable to engage in any kind of photography. The recovery process, while very slow, well, I've been doing pretty well. But by the end of the day, I still get very tired, more than usual, certainly. And of course, some of the soreness around the 6 incisions in my torso still plague me a little bit. But at this point, I'm still feeling really, really good, and I continue to get a little better each and every day. But I'm just taking things very slow just to be on the safe side. Probably being a little overcautious, but I'd probably rather take things on the safe side than be a little bit sorry and risk the chance of another injury. Needless to say, with all of the medical issues that I've had to deal with during 2025, my photography had to take a back seat. Now, as I said at the very top of today's show, 2025 taught me 2 very big lessons. Number 1, how I approach my work and my photography. Don't take for granted the opportunities you have to get out in the field to take pictures. Hey, I get it. Some days we just don't feel motivated, and there are times when it's okay to put the camera up on the shelf for a little bit until you feel inspired again. I've been there. We've all been there, and that's okay. But never lose sight or take for granted that you have a choice to be out in the field. I didn't have that choice in 2025, and not being able to get out there to take pictures because my health forced me to be on the sidelines was something that was very difficult. Number 2, how I approach my goals. I've always been a believer that goals are important to have. They are a great way to keep us on track, keep us focused, and they give us the best opportunity for growth. Without them, it's hard to measure our failures and our successes and what we need to work on to become better photographers. That being said, 2025 taught me that sometimes things happen in life that are beyond our control. And the old me, the less patient me, would have felt a tremendous amount of stress being unable to work on my photography goals. 2025 taught me that patience and gave me a new perspective. It taught me that nothing is more important than my health, because if I don't have my health, my goals really don't matter. Bottom line, I value my goals, but if something happens along the way that derails me from obtaining them, I'm not going to let it become a stress. It's not the end of the world. I will simply step back, regroup, refocus, and set new goals moving forward. Many of the videos that I posted towards the end of 2025 had a common theme, and I hope as you go into 2026, you carry some of the messages from these videos and they help you with your goals. Number 1, focus on being present out in nature, not just the results. Photos are not the end-all, be-all, and they don't tell the whole experience of being a wildlife photographer. Enjoy the process of being out in the field, improving your field technique, observing the animals, learning animal behavior, and so on down the line. Number 2, yes, having the latest and greatest gear is always fun, but if you don't have it, don't let this stop you from getting out there and photographing wildlife. You will just need to be a little bit more creative to get those beautiful shots. But just having basic gear is not stopping you from capturing them. Number 3, don't compare yourself to any other photographer but yourself. Compare your images today to the images you captured 6 or 12 months ago. What have you improved? Are you seeing any issues or bad patterns? Develop a strategy for fixing them and continue to evaluate yourself every 6 months. Number 4, keep the expectations for yourself realistic. Having unrealistic expectations of yourself is only going to set you up for disappointment and failure. Set realistic goals that are achievable and celebrate each success. This will help you to stay motivated. So here's my question for you, and be sure to share your response in the comments. Number 1, what did you accomplish in 2025 that you were most proud of? 2, what are your biggest goals for 2026? And 3, are you looking to buy any new wildlife equipment in 2026? And if so, what are you looking to add to your kit? If you're looking for a new photo editing program this year, I would recommend you check out DxO Photolab 9. This is the program that I use and trust for all of my photo editing. They have industry-leading noise reduction features, and with the release of Photolab 9, they now have AI masking tools that are going to help you streamline your editing process. And when you combine their new AI masking tools with their previous generation masking tools, you have amazing control over your photo editing. Just use the link in the show notes below to head on over to DxO and check it out for yourself. If you decide you want to purchase it, be sure to use my discount code at the time of checkout. It's Magnolia. This will save you 15% off on your purchase. If you're not quite ready to make a purchase, download a 30-day free trial where you can try out the entire program free for 30 days with absolutely zero restrictions. If you're worried about learning Photolab 9, no worries, I've got you covered. Head on over to my store, magnoliaphotography.com/store, and you can check out my DxO Photolab 9 Masterclass, where I teach you everything you need to know to create professional looking images. Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate you taking some time out of your day to spend it with me. But before you go, you may want to check out this next video right here.